Everything is bigger in Texas, and that includes your potential as a business owner. So if you're watching this and you probably have a great idea on a side hustle or something completely outgrowing your garage, or a massive vision for an enterprise. But there's only one thing standing between you and that dream: paperwork. Welcome to Bizreport, I'm Nate, and today we're going to do something completely different. We aren't just going to give you a quick overview or a generic summary. We're going to do a deep dive and start to finish masterclass on how to set up your LLC in the Lone Star State. So why Texas? Well, Texas is one of the top tier destinations, no state income tax for individuals, a massive talent pool, and legal structure, the LLC that protects your personal assets like your home and your car from business liability. In this video, we're breaking down the 6 critical steps based on our exclusive research. The Texas Business Name Search, appointing the right registered agent, filing the certificate of formation, and drafting your operating agreement, securing your EIN for the IRS, and navigating Texas business license and taxes. So by the end of this video, you won't just know what to do, you'll know how to do it like a pro. So let's jump right in to step 1, the naming game. Your business name isn't just your identity, it's what customers will see when they Google, what will be on your storefront, and what will be stamped on your legal contracts. But in Texas, you can't just pick any name, it has to be distinguishable. According to Texas Secretary of State, your LLC name must be uniquely compared to every other business entity registered in the state. That means everything: other LLCs, corporations, and limited partnerships. Now, don't get confused here. Distinguishable doesn't just mean sounds a little different. Texas has very specific and strict rules. For example, simply adding the or and making the word plural usually isn't unique enough. If Texas Taco LLC already exists, you can't register Texas Taco LLC. Every LLC in Texas must include a designator. This tells the public what kind of legal entity you are. You can use limited liability company, limited company, L.C. L.C. or LLC or LC. There are also restricted words that you can't use that imply your business is something it's not. Government words. You can't use FBI, State Department, or Treasury. Professional words like bank, trust, or insurance or university often require additional paperwork or proof that you have a licensed professional on your team. So how do you know if your name is free? You use the SOS Direct portal. Now, I recommend doing a thorough search here. So pro tip, don't just search the exact name, search variations. If you want Blue Bonnet Consulting, search for Blue Bonnet to see everything that comes up. Step 2 is often misunderstood, but it is a legal requirement in Texas. You must appoint a registered agent. So in plain English, a registered agent is a person or business entity that agrees to accept legal documents and official statements on your behalf with your LLC. And this includes service of process, which is a fancy way of saying lawsuit papers, and tax notices from Texas Comptroller. To be a registered agent in Texas, there are 3 non-negotiables. Physical address. You must have a physical street address in Texas. This is called a registered office. You cannot use a P.O. box. Availability. The agent must be available at the address during normal business hours from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday to sign for your hand-delivered legal documents. And consent. The person or company you appoint must have consented to the role. In Texas, you should keep a signed form 401A in your internal records. You don't file it with the state, but you must have it on file. Can you be your own registered agent? Technically, yes. If you live in Texas and work from your office or home during business hours, you can list yourself. But we generally advised against this for 2 major reasons. Privacy. A registered agent's address is a matter of public record, so if you use your home address, anyone can look you up and where you live. This also means you'll likely get a lot of junk mail from marketers who scrap the Secretary of State's database. Professional registered agent services. This is why many Texas entrepreneurs hire a professional service, and for a yearly fee, usually between $50 to $150, these companies provide a better professional business address, immediate digital scanning of all legal mail, an assurance that someone is always there to receive documents while you're out growing your business. So choose the right agent is about peace of mind. Once you have your agent's info and their consent, it's time for the main course, the certificate of formation. This is the moment that your business is officially born, and in most states, the document is called Articles of Organization. In Texas, it's called Certificate of Formation or Form 205. And once approved by the Texas Secretary of State, your LLC is officially formed. You'll submit your paperwork with the Texas SOS, and there are 3 ways to file. SOS Direct, submit online through state's official portal. Processing takes 10 to 12 business days. SOS Upload, upload a complete PDF form 205 online. Processing takes 13 to 15 days. By mail, send your completed form 205 to the Texas Secretary of State Corporations section. Processing takes 4 to 8 weeks. All 3 methods are at the same place, Texas Secretary of State. The state filing fee is $300 regardless of which method you choose, and if you pay by online credit card, a 2.7% convenience fee applies, bringing your total to around $308. Need it faster? Texas offers expedited processing for an additional $50, cutting the wait down to just 2 to 3 business days. Once you receive the stamped filed copy back, congratulations, you're officially a business owner, but you're not done yet. Step 4 is the operating agreement. Now here's something a lot of first-time business owners get confused about. Texas law does not require you to file an operating agreement with the state, so technically you can skip it. But I'm going to tell you right now, don't. So what is it? The operating agreement, or as Texas officially calls it, the company agreement, is an internal contract between the LLC members. It's not a government form. Think of it as a rule book for how your business actually runs. So who needs one? Every LLC in Texas, whether you have 1 member or 10. Without it, your business automatically falls under Texas default LLC rules, which those rules fit your situation or not. Why does it matter? 3 reasons. First, it strengthens your liability protection and proves your LLC is real, structured business, and not just operating under a different name. Second, if you have partners, it prevents disputes before they happen. Who gets paid what happens if someone wants to leave, and third, most banks will ask to see it before letting you open a business bank account. So what goes inside? The key section covers, first, your LLC's basic formation details, the name, principal business, address, business purpose, your registered agent's information, and your management structure. Then, ownership percentages, voting rights, how profits and losses are distributed, how much each member initially contributed to the business, and procedures for membership changes. And finally, how the business gets dissolved if things don't work out. How do you get one? You can draft it yourself using my free template down in the description, or if your situation is a bit more complex, a business attorney can write one for you. The most important thing to know, once it's signed by all members, it's a legally binding document. You don't file it anywhere, just keep it safe with your business records. All right, your LLC exists, your rulebook is written, now let's talk about your tax ID. Step 5. Getting your EIN, Employment Identification Number. Think of this as a social security number for your business. It's a unique 9-digit number assigned by the IRS that gives your LLC its own federal tax identity. So why do you need one? You can't really do business without one. You'll need it in order to file federal business taxes, open a business bank account, hire employees, apply for business credit cards or loans, and apply for many state and local licenses. The most important thing to know, getting your EIN is completely free. You do not need to pay anyone to get it for you unless it's bundled into a formation package you've already paid for. There are 3 ways to apply. Online, apply directly on the IRS website, available Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll need the social security number or ITIN of the responsible party of the LLC. The whole process takes about 15 minutes, and you'll get your EIN instantly at the end. By fax, complete Form SS4 and fax it to the IRS. Processing takes around 4 business days. And by mail, send your completed SS4 form by mail, and processing takes approximately 4 weeks. If you're a US citizen with a social security number, go online. It's the fastest route by far. If you're a foreigner without an SSN or an ITIN, you'll need to go the fax or mail route instead. One last thing, once the IRS approves the application, they issue the EIN confirmation letter, also known as Form CP 575. Keep this in the safe with other business records. The IRS only issues this letter once, and you'll need it when opening your business bank account. All right, you got your tax ID. Now let's make sure your business is actually allowed to operate. Licenses and permits are next. You got your name, your agent, your formation papers, your agreement, and your EIN. You're ready to roll, right? Well, almost. Step 6 is making sure your business is actually allowed to operate. And this is where a lot of people get tripped up. So what do you need? Well, here's the thing. Texas does not have a single general state business license. You don't just walk up and get a license to do business from the state. Instead, the licensing requirements depend entirely on what your business does and where it operates. So there are 3 levels to think about. State level, if you're in a regulatory industry like healthcare, construction, finance, cosmetology, you'll need an occupational or industry-specific license from the relevant state agency. Local level, your city or county may require its own general business permit, a certificate of occupancy, or industry-specific permits. And cities like Houston, Dallas, Austin have their own rules and departments for this. Federal level only applies to highly regulated industries for firearms, alcohol, aviation, broadcasting, or transportation. Most small business owners won't need this. So who issues them? Well, it depends on the level. State licenses come from the relevant Texas state agency or licensing board, not the Secretary of State. Local licenses come from the city or the county office, and federal licenses come from the relevant federal agencies. So how do you find out what you need? Well, there are 3 resources to bookmark right now. First, Texas Licenses and Permits Guide, published by the Texas Economic Development and Tourism Office. It lists every state licenses and which agencies issued it. Second is the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulations website, where you can check if your specific occupation requires a license. And third, contact your local city or county office directly to ask about municipal permits and zoning requirements. So how much does it cost? Well, there's no fixed answer. Every issuing agent sets its own fees. Some licenses require annual renewals, others follow a different schedule. You'll need to check with relevant agencies for the exact cost. What happens if you skip this? Don't. Operating without the required license can mean civil penalties up to $1,000 per violation per day at the state level, fines up to $500 per violation at the local level, and a serious case Class A misdemeanor charge, which carries up to $4,000 fine and/or a year in jail. So what to do after? Well, once you identify which licenses you need, get those applications in before you open your doors. But completely wrap up your setup, here's a quick post-formation checklist. Open a business bank account. Do this immediately. Never mix your personal money with your business money. Take your approved paperwork and your EIN straight to the bank so you can keep your personal liability protection rock solid. Fill out the franchise tax questionnaire. Shortly after you're approved, the Texas Comptroller is going to mail you a welcome letter. Don't throw this away. You need it to go online to their portal and fill out a quick questionnaire to set up your state tax account. Mark the public formation report deadline on your calendar. Here's the big one. Even if your LLC makes $0, you still have to file an annual franchise tax and publishing information report by May 15th every single year to keep your business alive. Stay on top of all your taxes. Don't forget the franchise tax isn't the only one. Depending on what you sell, you might also have to deal with federal taxes from the IRS or local Texas sales and property tax. All right, now your business is legal, licensed, and ready to roll. But let's zoom in on that ongoing state obligation we just talked about, because this is where most people get confused, the franchise tax. We've covered a lot today. Let's do a lightning fast recap. First, Search your name on SOS Direct to ensure it's distinguishable. 2. Appoint a registered agent to handle your legal mail and protect your privacy. 3rd, file your Form 205 with the Secretary of State to pay the $300 fee. And 4, draft an operating agreement to set the rules for your LLC. 5, get your EIN for free from the IRS and stay compliant by checking local licenses and keeping up with your ongoing state reports. Starting an LLC in Texas is an investment in your future. It's about more than just a piece of paper. It's about building a legacy in the state that rewards hard work and innovation. If you're feeling overwhelmed, don't worry. Many entrepreneurs use professional LLC formation services to handle this paperwork so they can focus on what they do best, building their business. You can find our top recommendations and deep dive reviews on our website. If you found this guide helpful, please give us a like. Subscribe to Bizreport channel and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a business update. And if you have any questions about your specific Texas business, drop it in the comments below. Our team loves to help. I'm Nate, and thanks for watching, and good luck with your new Texas LLC. Now go out there, make it happen.